right, good evening, everybody, and welcome here to Rochester High School. For those of you joining us on YouTube, we're a little early. I got here and got everything set up. Steve Stricker here, Sports Director, RTC TV4. And tonight, the Rochester Lady Zebras hosting the Wabash Lady Apaches here in a volleyball contest. And what we've got coming up right now, we're just going to give you some little bonus coverage. This is the JV match that's getting set to start here for you. So I'm going to just mute my mics and let you enjoy the video here of the JV game. And I'll come back with you here shortly. I've arranged a little interview with the head coach of the Lady Zebras, Coach Erin Leap. So she's going to head up this way sometime in the second set area. And we'll come back with some audio for you with Coach Erin Leap. Until then, I'll just mute the audio and let you guys watch as the JV takes on the Wabash Apaches. All right, welcome back here to Rochester High School. Steve Stricker, RTC TV4, and we are in the first set here of the JV game, and we're giving you a little bonus coverage tonight. And I've got a special guest up here in the Eagle's Nest with me. It's the varsity coach, Aaron Leap. Aaron, thanks for coming up.
Thanks for having me. Never sat up here before.
Never sat up here. It's a really fun place to watch a volleyball game from. I told Scott, when he said, hey, you want to go over and cover some Rochester volleyball? I was like, yeah, sure, what the heck. I'm up for anything. And I came over here and my kids played, junior high volleyball and stuff like that, and it's kind of boring, honestly. But I came over here, I think it was the Lewis Cass game was the first time I got a chance to come over here, and it was really exciting, and the call was fun, and I've gotten to really know the girls through the games that I've been able to come over here and call, and I'll give you a lot of props because you guys have really, really improved throughout the season.
Yes, we have. Immensely. From game one with Pioneer to today, we are a different team, for sure.
And you mentioned it to me after the last game I was here. I think it was against Manchester. I talked to you a little bit afterwards, and you had two girls coming back from last season with any varsity experience?
Well, I had three. I have two girls that came back that played all the time. And I had one player that was... she was one of the first off the bench.
Okay.
So technically I had three players that were on the roster last year.
Well, two or three.
Yes.
I mean, it's not like, it was a whole lot coming back, and I've been very impressed with the girls and watching them grow. The junior class, you've got a couple of really big hitters with Town and Regal. Mm-hmm. And your sophomores are very impressive.
Yes.
It all starts obviously with your setter, Molly Conley. Mm-hmm. She kind of controls the flow of things, doesn't she?
She does. She does a great job. She, again, she was a JV setter and had to really step up her game quickly because the varsity level just moves so much faster. And she's done a great job adapting and finding her role and taking the challenge, and she's doing a great job.
I know it's the job of the setter to be everywhere at once, but I've just been very impressed with she could be on the near side of the court. The first pass is, way offline, clear across the court, and somehow she gets over there, gets underneath it, and gives a good set, to those big hitters up front.
Mm-hmm. Well, she knows if she doesn't get her hand on that second ball that she's in trouble. So she goes all out full speed and does everything she can to try to make something happen with that ball.
Well, she does a great job, and, down the line looking at the sophomores, of course, Hannah Houston, I think the first game I was here, she had like 10 serves in a row. Mm-hmm. I mean, she does amazing things from behind the service line.
She does. She's got a very powerful serve. Fortunately for us, we do a lot of serve-receive drills, and because she does not serve-receive, she serves a lot in practice. And I realized, a little late, but I did realize finally that I was like, wow, she is really putting that ball exactly where I'm telling her to put it. And so I didn't have her serving at the beginning of the season. And then midway through, I started having her serve instead of the person that goes in for her in the back row. And she's probably third in aces, maybe fourth, but she's right up there, top 5.
Yeah, she does a great job. I can tell you real quick, right?
Yeah, I looked, but not since this weekend, and we had 4 matches, and I don't know where we're at now.
Hannah, let's see, Christina leads. She has 52. Hannah has 30. Conley has 31. So, yeah, she's right there in top 3.
Yeah.
And, yeah, she's done a really good job. Like I said, I noticed that one game, she just pounded them across. I think she had at least 10 in a row.
Yeah.
Another girl that I was impressed with, and I don't remember seeing her before the Manchester game. Maybe she was playing more JV, but was Emily Hughes.
Yes. Emily has been on and off my court all season. Whether it started out with injury or suspension or whatever, she has kind of swung varsity up into this point, and now she's playing full-time front row for me. Freshman coming in, I had to get her some experience before I could bring her out, but she surprised all of us. She picked it up quick. She found some speed, and she's really good at picking little stuff up. And that was what we were kind of worried about, was her being able to turn and play some balls. And she does a really good job of that. But she's doing a great job on the net. She is giving us some blocks in play that messes with the other team, and they can't get a clean shot off and that type of thing. And she's doing exactly what we need her to do. She's doing a great job.
And another one here, big player, 5'9" on your front line, another sophomore, Caitlin Rogers.
Yes.
You guys have a front line, Rogers 5'9", Hughes 5'10", Town 5'8", Houston's 5'8". I mean, that's a big front line.
It is. We need to beef them up a little bit. We've started a new, not conditioning program, a new weight program, and I'm really excited about it. But unfortunately, we've just started it just because we haven't had time to get in the weight room. But I'm excited to see what it does for us in the off season and how much we're going to grow from it come next season.
And a couple of the girls that, I don't know, maybe to me don't look like I don't think they start, but really impressed me in the time that I saw was Barkman and Chips. They really seem to know what they're doing. They kind of have a role that they fill, and I've seen some really nice things from both of those girls.
Yes, they are our defensive players, and they come in and out the entire game, and they play back row, and they do their jobs well. They're starting to read a little better, and they're keeping the ball alive for us, so they're doing a great job.
And I don't want to forget your lone senior, Olivia Smith. She does a lot of things for you, too.
She can go front row. She can go back row. Right now, with her size right now, I've got Emily in there instead of her just because of Emily's size. And Emily's doing a great job with what I want her to do. But Olivia has, taken on the role of playing back row for her, and she amazed me last weekend. This girl was digging balls that I never would have thought she would have dug. They were hard. They were long rallies. She just was everywhere. She did a great job. I'm super proud of her.
We'll talk about that a little bit. Last weekend, you guys were over at Warsaw, and it looks like you split 2-2.
We did, and to say 2-2, it doesn't sound like we had a very good weekend, but the teams that are there are they're really good. We played 3 4A schools, beat 2 of them, and those were the ones that were just hammering at us. We hung with Warsaw. That's a loss that we had, but we hung with them, and we played hard. And then we played Angola. That was our last game of the day. We had completely run out of gas. We had given everything we had to Warsaw, and we ended up taking a game from Angola, which was a victory in itself. Angola's amazing. They're 3A, and they have, an Olympic coach.
Oh, wow.
Volleyball is their coach. He's been there for a few years now, and their setter's committed to North Carolina, and I mean they're an awesome team. But we took a game from them, so it was exciting. They played so well this weekend.
Well, those tournament type things, playing 4 matches in one day, it's darn near impossible. You don't ever do that in any kind of sectional, regional action or anything like that generally. But it does test the girls, and it kind of shows you what character they have. And like you said, by the end of the day, everybody is gassed, and you kind of find out what they're made of. Yeah,
I mean, we went 3 sets in 3 of our matches, so we played a lot of volleyball on Saturday. But that last set, that 3rd set with Angola, I just told them in our huddle, I was like, you just leave it all on the floor. Every little last drip that you've got, leave it out there, win or lose. I'm so proud of you guys, and just play as hard as you can so that you can't get on the bus and say that you have any energy left. And they did. I mean, and the score did not reflect it, but they really did.
Get the wheelchairs out to get them onto the bus.
Yeah.
That's the best thing for a coach. You can see that everything that they had, they left on the floor.
Yeah.
So let's look ahead a little bit. We're winding down here in the season. You guys doing pretty good for such a young squad. 14-12 coming into tonight's match. But you got a huge obstacle in front of you tonight, don't you?
Yes, we do. I have not seen Wabash. I've obviously, looked on Max Prep at their stats and at their games and their wins and their losses. But after looking at last weekend's, I scouted those on Max Preps too, and wow, the team that I, walked in and actually saw was so much more than they were on Max Preps on the website. And I thought, wow, this is going to be tough. And so, I just think sometimes you can't tell.
Right.
So I've told the girls, you just beat 2 4A teams, and this team's going to be very comparable to them.
Right.
So, you did it then, you can do it. So I'm hoping that they've got some confidence, and I'm hoping it'll be a good game.
Yeah, coming off of a weekend like they had, hopefully they can come out here and this is not only a big game for tonight, but it's also a team that you're going to possibly face again because they're in your sectional.
Right. They're favored to win sectional. That's no secret. They're having a stellar year. So, we're going to see them again, and so this will be beneficial for that.
Well, let's talk a little bit past tonight, I guess. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more games. You've got Winnemac, which, Winnemac's a very good team. You go over to Tippy Valley on the 1st, which is, I think, Monday.
Yes.
I was over at Tippy Valley last night and called the game. They played Oak Hill and lost in 5, and it was a very, very competitive match there between the two. So you've got some tests coming up here.
For sure.
But that's what you want, right?
Yeah.
Going into sectional, you don't want to have a bunch of cupcakes and,
No.
4 wins isn't going to do you any good if it's against, lesser competition.
Right. And in the end, it doesn't matter what our record is or if we win or lose conference. It matters in what we do in sectionals. So, it would have been nice, obviously, but that just wasn't in the cards this year with what we started out with.
I think it all seems to be coming together from what I've seen with this team, and I'm just going to take some credit here because every match that I've been to, you guys have won. So you got to go out here and get another one tonight. I'm your good luck charm.
Well, I hope so. That would be very fun. The fun, that isn't even a good word to describe. It'll be very exciting if that happens. I'm just hoping for a good game.
Right. And then, so let's talk a little bit about sectional. You go down to North Miami this year, and the draw is coming up. Is it this Sunday or the week from Sunday?
I am not 100% on that.
They haven't had the draw yet. Let's leave it at that. But I was looking through the teams. You've got Lewis Cass, Manchester, North Miami, Wabash, and Whitco. And 4 of those teams you've already played and defeated. So obviously, like you said, Wabash is the big cat in the sectional this year.
Yeah.
But, the draw can go, you could play Wabash in the first game, or you could maybe see them in the championship game. You just don't know.
Yep.
But you got to feel good going into it.
Yeah. We've got to play hard no matter who it is. But yeah, I'm hoping for a good draw. I'm hoping we can have a good first game, and I hope that we make it to the championship, and then it's an exciting championship game.
Yeah, if you make it in there, and it's hard to say. Anybody can win, obviously, if you're in it. If you get down there and you're competitive, you got a bright future with the team that you have. You're losing just the one senior.
Yep.
And you've got a couple of really good juniors that'll be seniors next year, and then you got those sophomores that are going to be moving up, and then what's it looking like in the junior high ranks?
The 8th grade class right now is probably the most athletic class that we've ever had come through. They are all, most of them are like 4 and 5 sport athletes. Everybody is kind of salivating, waiting for them to get over here. So between basketball and softball and me, I'm excited too. It'll be interesting. The future looks really bright, so I'm excited for them to come. It's a different game over here, so obviously it's going to take a second for them to figure it out. But But yeah, I mean, we're only losing one, so not a whole lot's going to change on my court.
Right.
So.
Well, and to say that that's one of the best groups that's come through athletically, that's a lot, because there has been some very, very talented girls coming through this school system.
Yes.
You know, even in the last 5 or 6 years, you know, they've had some very, very good talent. So
yes.
That'll be something to watch.
Yep, it will.
If that pans out.
Yeah, and I don't know how many of them will stick with, you know, some of them might just go basketball, some of them might just go volleyball. I have no idea what they'll end up doing, but I'm hoping that they'll keep playing all their sports and we'll get them all, but we'll just have to see.
Yeah. Well, as a coach, obviously you want them to play volleyball, but you also, you know, I'm always inclined as a coach myself, I coach basketball. You know, I like to try and share them because smaller schools, you know, you can't really demand that they play just one sport.
Yeah.
And
absolutely. It makes it difficult because, especially now with the, the new rules of being able to touch balls, it makes it very exciting. So that's going to be interesting on how we're all going to share. And I want to, but that does make it makes it difficult because you want to practice this and you can't practice this when, 4 of your players aren't there. So it'll be challenging. But I'll have summer, and that leads up to that's the good thing about being a fall sport. It's a curse and a blessing.
Yeah. Yeah, you're the first one out of the gate. You want to demand them as much as you can over the summer.
Yeah.
Things have changed a ton, since I was in school. It used to be very, you had a summer.
Yeah.
And it's a curse, like you said, it's a curse and a blessing because there's so much pull on these kids, to do summer stuff. And I know it. I've got one that just graduated high school last year. And it was tough. You're trying to balance being a kid with being an athlete, and then you don't have any summers, and they want to go get jobs, and it's tough on the kids, I know.
Yep, I know, and I tried this summer to just do twice a week and had it in the evening, and I tried to make it summer friendly. You can do whatever you want all day long. And I only did twice a week, where in the past we've been in here 3 and 4 times a week and a little earlier, and but I get it. I understand why you need it. And when we started, I was like, oh boy, we got a long way to go.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a fine line you got to walk, and you got to try and find that balance. You don't want to burn the kids out, but you got to be competitive.
Right.
So.
Right, and I had girls go into, basketball open gym, early morning weights, basketball open gym, and then my open gym. That's a lot in one day, and they were doing it. There's several of them that are, freshmen that will play both sports, and they did it all summer, and I just thought, wow, good for you, but wow.
Yeah, I had some kids last summer. Yeah, it was last summer. We were doing a summer league up at the Zone for basketball, and they literally had a soccer game, softball practice, and then played 2 basketball games in the same afternoon. And it's like, you can't hardly get mad at them when they're drained halfway through the first half of the second game, but it's like, hey, you guys, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's some times that I wonder, I think I kind of wish that maybe the rules hadn't changed so much, but it is what it is. So I don't think we're going to go backwards. So.
Well, we're getting close here. It looks like on the JV match.
I'm going to need to go in with my girls.
Yeah, so I'll let you go. I appreciate you coming up, taking some time.
Yeah.
Good luck tonight,
Thank you.
We'll be following you throughout the sectionals. So. Best of luck to you.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. That's Coach Erin Leap, the varsity coach here for the Rochester Lady Zebras, and we appreciate her taking a few minutes of her time coming up here into the Eagles Nest as we're giving you a little bonus coverage here tonight of the JV match. And Wabash leads here in the second set, 24-12. and they are up 1-0. So Wabash kind of in control here. And we talked about the varsity team, Wabash, coming in. Didn't really mention, we said there's a big kind of elephant in the room, so to speak, with Wabash coming in here tonight. And I guess what I was talking about, they come in tonight with a 20-2 record on the season, 6-0 in the conference. So they've had a very, very good season coming in. And the JV team has just won. The Wabash JV team won 25-12 here over Rochester. So we're going to just leave it here. I'm going to mute the sound for a moment. We'll come back here with some varsity action in just a moment. You're watching RTC TV4's coverage of Rochester Zebras Volleyball.
next to the scoreboard.
All right, welcome here, everybody. We're going to get a quick national anthem, and then we'll get the starting lineups for you. All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Rochester High School, home of the Zebras, and tonight's varsity volleyball contest between the Rochester Zebras and the Wabash Apaches. Hello, everybody. Steve Stricker here for RTC TV4. Sorry about the popping right in on the national anthem, but that's one of the fun parts about covering volleyball. You try and schedule a start time, and it's just kind of hard to do. You don't know how long the JV match is going to go. So for those of you who were watching on YouTube, we had a interview with Coach Aaron Leap, the head coach of the Rochester Zebras, and if you're watching on TV, you can go back and watch that on YouTube, RTC TV4. If you go to YouTube and search for RTC4.com and pull that up, it was a nice little sit-down interview with Aaron. And tonight's match here with Wabash ought to be a great one. The Zebras come in at 14-12, 5-2 in the conference. Wabash is having a stellar season. They come in at 20-2 and 6-0 in the TRC. So let's get our starters for Wabash. It's going to be number 6, Mackenzie Hazlett, a senior. Number 8, Tabitha Wagner, a senior. Number 9, Abby Vinipal, a senior. Number 11, Brooke Ingran Eargang, hope I say that right, a senior. 21, Mariah Wyatt, a sophomore. 23, Kaylee Graff, a senior. And number 25, Sam Eargang, another senior. So a very senior-laden team, and you can see they're having lots of success here. So it's going to be Rochester's serve here to start with Christina Town on the serve for the Zebras. And it's going to be a quick point here for Wabash as they get that one to drop.
Substitution number 12, Stone. Serving for Wabash, 11, Irvin.
For the Lady Zebras tonight, number 5, Whitley Barkman. Number 7, Olivia Regal. Number 8, Emily Hughes. Number 12, Caitlin Rogers. Number 15, Molly Conley. Number 18, Christina Town. So Wabash quickly up here early, 2-0. And they're going to get that one to go home as well. So, we talked about it with Coach Leap here. They had a big weekend up at Warsaw. They played 4 matches against some really big schools, some great competition. They went 2-2 up there. And that one goes out of bounds. So Wabash is going to pose a huge threat to them coming in here. They're a very talented team, obviously, with a 20-2 record. And they're showing that early here with the 4-0 lead. Brooke Eargang is serving, and there is a point. They get the side out. And Molly Conley is going to go back to serve here for Rochester. Zebras battling back here. There's a nice job by Regal. Puts that one home, and after Wabash came out and got the first 4, Zebras have battled back here to tie it up at 4 apiece off of the serve of Molly Conley. You know, that was one of the things that we talked with Coach Leap about. You can catch that video on our website, rtc4.com. You know, the resilience of these girls, especially, you know, she saw some things last weekend at Warsaw with playing, I think she said 3 4A schools and a 3A school, and going 2-2 in that tournament over at Warsaw. She was very impressed with the resiliency and the stamina of the team to be able to, she said in the 4th match of the day against Angola, they were able to win a match, and they lost 2-1 in that contest. But Angola is a very, very talented 3A school in volleyball. They have a former Olympic player as a coach up there, she said. So the resiliency of their team, and a very, very young team here for Rochester. Only 1 senior. And that one's going to be trouble. Wow, they got that back across. What a play by Conley to get that back across from almost right in front of coaches. And that one is out of bounds. So the Zebras are doing a good job of battling here, and Rochester gets the serve. Olivia Regal is going to come back and serve here with the Zebras trailing by 1, 6-5. And a big shot and a kill right there by the Apaches. Number 8. Tabitha Wagner got that ball down, and she's going to go back to serve here for Wabash. All right, second serve here for Wagner. That was blocked, but it goes out of bounds. Point goes to the Zebras.
Substitution Rochester, number 11, Smith back.
Senior Olivia Smith checks in here for the Lady Zebras. She's going to go back and take the serve. Trailing 8-6 here early in set number 1. And the great recovery there by Regal. Rogers with a very, very good play right there. And the kill, Rogers gets that point. And we talked about her in our interview. A 5'9" sophomore, Caitlin Rogers, has really come on strong here the last half of the season for the Lady Zebras. Gets that point, and the Lady Z's are back to within 1. Town can't get it down, dug out by Wabash. Blocked, but it's going to fall on Rochester's side, and the Apaches will get the point. 13, Olivia Short gets the kill for the Apaches. Apaches leading 9-7. Kaylee Graff back to serve here for Wabash. There's another kill for Town from the back row. Not necessarily back row, but pretty close. Rogers gets the point off of the serve. All tied up at 9 here. Rochester battling Wabash here early in set 1. Town gets another one to go down. Zebras take the lead for the first time here. 10-9. Rogers back to serve once again. Changes up her speed a little bit. Good dig by Regal. Town's going to try and get another one. Dug out by the Apaches. Town. Wabash keeps it alive. Houston changes up. Wabash. Regal gets it though. Good play there by Rogers. Or Smith, sorry. Town gets it to go down. The Zebras take a 2-point lead here, 11-9. Rogers still on the serve. And that one sails long for Eargang. Rogers serves. Nice driving serve. Town near side. And they're going to say it was in. Looked like it was close. And just like that, I think they might have put that point up on the wrong side. It says 12-10, but I'm thinking it's 13-9. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back here. We have a timeout on the floor. You're watching RTC TV4's coverage of Rochester Zebras volleyball.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Shepherd's Chevrolet Buick in Rochester treats you like family. Shepherd's offers a wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles to fit your budget. Stop out for your test drive today, online at shepherdsrochester.com. Woodlawn Hospital, offering state-of-the-art care for Fulton County for over 100 years. Woodlawn Hospital is the area's healthcare leader. Comprehensive care from head to toe. Online at woodlawnhospital.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
All right, welcome back here. Rogers with the serve. Town, that one goes long. So they finally get Rogers off of the service line. Apaches get the point, and they did correct that. It was 13-9 with that point, makes it 13-10. Blocked, but it drops on Rochester's side. Free ball across here. Good dig by Regal. Town can't get it across. Apaches battle back, tie up at 13. Serve goes into the net for Stumbo from Wabash. And Houston back to serve here for the Zebras. Houston was one of them we talked about, and there it is, the ace for Houston. Talked about her with Coach Leap and her ability to serve and some of the great things that she's been doing back there behind the service line, and she shows it right there. Yeah, I bragged on her a little too much, I guess.
Substitutions for Wabash, 8 Wagner, 9 Venapal to serve. And for Rochester, number 5.
All right, the senior number 9, Abby Venapal, back to serve here for the Apaches. Little side note, Abby Venapal's mom was very good friends with my wife Carrie in high school.
Serving number 18, Town.
Not really pertinent to anything going on here, but some of the things that you come back around to. Town with the serve.
Side out Wabash. Substitution Wabash 12, Stone.
So Lady Zebras up 16-15 here. It's going to be Wabash's serve. Jump serve for your gang. Tight into the net, and that's trouble. It's going to be a point for the Zebras.
Side out Zebras. Starting 15, Conley. Substitution 12, Rogers.
Quick attempt across. Oh, Regal can't get it across. That was a quick set and hit there by the Apaches. Threw the timing of the Zebras off. Wabash back to within one here, 17-16. We're in set number one here. And a beautiful change of pace by Regal right there. Gets that one to go down.
Substitution for Rochester 25, Houston.
Houston's going to check back in. Barkman will check out. Regal back to serve here for Rochester. Oh, good job there. Number 8, that's Wagner for Wabash. Changes up, goes over the top of the front line, and finds the gap in between. Wagner back to serve now. Pass tight to the net. Conley did a nice job of digging that out. Left-handed attempt there by Stone. Gets blocked back. Zebras fighting hard here in set number one, leading by 2, 19-17. Hannah Town, Christina Town, did it again, sorry. And that one goes down for Stone. Big shot.
Substitution for Wabash, 23, Graf.
Wabash battles back here within one, 19-18. And it's going to be Graf back to serve here for the Apaches. Town, dug out. And that's going to go long that time for short. No pun intended.
Come on, Wabash.
Graf on the serve here for the Apaches. Short set, blocked back. Town near side blocked again. Good work that time by Eargang and Wyatt. Get the block. And Wabash has battled back and taken a 1-point advantage here, 20-19 in the first set. We're going to keep it here. We'll take a quick break. Come back. You're watching RTC TV4's coverage of Rochester Zebras Volleyball. All right, welcome back here at Rochester High School. We are in set number one. Been back and forth battle Wabash battling back, leading by 1 now. And that's going to be an ace for Graff. Rochester unable to get it back across the net that time. Zebras need to break the serve of Graff here. Solid serve right there. Town, and that's going to go out of bounds. Was it tipped? No, it wasn't. So the Apaches coming on strong here at the later part of the first set, leading 22-19. And that's misplayed. Hustled back. Regal outside of the antenna. Cannot get it across, so Rochester is going to call another timeout, trailing 23-19. We'll take a quick break, come back with more Zebra volleyball here on RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Evans Agency in Rochester, offering farm liability, farm personal property, and farm outbuilding policies, all customized to fit your insurance needs. Let Judy help you protect all of your possessions. Online at evansagencyrochester.com. The lawyers and staff at Peterson, Wagoner & Perkins LLP are here to provide the highest quality legal and professional service to their clients.
All right, back here early. Graff with the serve, leading 23-19. Set point here for the Apaches. They've battled all the way back and have a chance to take set number 1. Graff with a tight serve. That's blocked back. Town. Town, another good shot. Wabash digs it out though. And that's going to fall down, and a good kill there for Short. Wabash takes set number 1, 25-19 over the Zebras. Going to take a break. The teams are going to switch sides, and we'll come back here for set number 2 from Rochester High School. You're watching RTC TV4's coverage of Rochester Zebras volleyball.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. RTC Fiber Communications. Stay connected with the fastest internet speeds available with RTC Fiber Communications. Voice, data, and video connectivity for the 21st century. Local service, local support, local investment. Online at rtc1.com. First Federal Savings Bank is your local mortgage lender with 6 locations throughout north central Indiana. Trust the professionals at First Federal Savings Bank. Online at firstfederalbanking.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
All right, welcome back here. We're getting set to go for set number 2. You're watching RTC TV4's coverage of Rochester Zebras volleyball. Steve Stricker, sports director for RTC TV4, coming to you tonight from Rochester High School. Wabash Apaches took set number 1, 25-19. And it was Rochester's set there for a while. They led 18-15. Wabash scored 10 out of the last 11 points in that set to come back and take set 1, 25-19. That is a sign of a team that comes in with a 20-2 record right there. A lot of seniors on the floor for Wabash and a very young squad here for the Lady Zebras that battled very hard in that set. They started off, Wabash started the set with a 4-0 lead. Rochester battled back and tied things up at 4, and it was kind of back and forth there. Rochester ended up taking the lead, as I said, with an 18-15 mark before Wabash put things away, taking set 1, 25-19. So we'll see what the resiliency of this young Rochester squad is here as they enter into set number 2. Down 1-0 to a very, very tough Wabash team. All right, it's going to be Wabash starting off with the service. Be Venom Hall from taking the serve to start it for the Apaches. Town blocked, out of bounds. Point goes to the Zebras. Good start here for Rochester.
Substitution Rochester, number 8, Hughes, serving 8.
Christina Town back to serve here for Rochester. Nice serve from Town. A good dig by Barkman. That one was tipped at the net. Blocked. Good block there by Eargang. And Bowling. Or actually that was, might have been both Eargangs for Wabash. Brooke back to serve now for the Apaches. All tied up at 1. Conley goes straight over. Near side, set across by Wabash. Barkman punches it across. Change of pace. A beautiful play there by the senior, Sam Eargang. Gets that one to drop down. She saw an opening in the defense of the Zebras. And Brooke back to serve again. Regal puts that one down. Dug out, though, by Wabash. Free ball across. And what a beautiful change of pace by Regal on that play. The Apaches were ready for the heat, and she sent in the changeup. Molly Conley serving for Rochester. Good recovery. And that one's going to go down. Zebras battling here. 3-2 in the lead. Conley on the serve. Boy, that change of pace by Wabash is really hurting the Zebras. They're going to have to change things up right there. Wabash finding the gap in the defense once again. Ties things up at 3. Regal near side. Gets it just inside of the back line. And then she's going to go back and take the serve here for the Zebras. And Houston checking in for Barkman. And that one goes into the net for Wabash. Point's going to go to the Zebras. Regal back to serve once again. Oh, good change up right there, but Rochester is awake. Able to get it across. Regal punches it over. Dug out by Town. A good recovery. Conley did a great job of getting down there again. That one lands out of bounds. Not sure, there was some confusion there with Rochester in the middle of that. Somebody saw something that we didn't see up here. And big shot by Rogers. Caitlin Rogers continues to impress me. The sophomore has come on very strong here in the last half of the season for the Zebras. And Olivia Smith checks in. She's going to take the serve here for Rochester. Zebras lead 6-4, set number 2. Out of bounds, so that one goes long. 7th point of the set here for the Zebras. Smith back to serve once again. Town, dug out by Wabash. That's trouble. Zebras get it across, good recovery. And that's a big kill for Wyatt, gets that one to drop. Side out Wabash. Kaylee Graff going to go back to serve for Wabash. I would say senior Kaylee Graff, but pretty much everyone on Wabash's team is a senior that's playing. Very senior-dominated squad. You can tell these girls have been playing together for a long time, the way they play. And there's a block. Oh, what a recovery by Town. Can they get it across? What a play right there by the Zebras. Oh, unfortunately, though, they get the kill for the Apaches. What a play there by Christina Town. Her shot was blocked, able to dig that out, keep it alive. All for naught, though, as the Apaches get the point. Oh, what a big smack. Regal, though. Good dig by Regal. Blocked. That's into the net. Olivia Short hits it into the net. And the Zebras. It's going to be Rogers back to serve here for Rochester, leading 8-6. Wabash has some big hitters on this near side. Town out of bounds. Town can't get the ball to stay in bounds. The libero, number 6, Mackenzie Hazlett, another senior, back to serve here for Wabash. Apaches trailing by 1. Town tipped at the net. Hazlett digs it. Short hits it into the net again. The Zebras get the point. Hannah Houston's going to come back and serve now for the Z's. Big serve. That was a great serve. Pass tight to the net. That's trouble. The Apaches cannot get it back across. Houston with a beautiful serve. Gives the Zebras a 10-7 lead. Short is blocked. And they're going to say that block goes out of bounds.
Substitution 5, Markman for Rochester.
So that's going to be a point for the Apaches.
For Wabash.
That was very close on the line.
And 8, Wagner. Then Paul back to serve.
Venepal back to serve for Wabash. Z's lead 10-8 here, set number 2. Conley gets it over to Regal. Short set, change of pace, and once again they find that gap. Wabash kind of reminds me of like Nolan Ryan when he pitches. He throws everything so hard. If he changes it up, it's going to confuse everybody, and they hit so hard. That change of pace just completely throws Rochester off. And across out of bounds for Town. Evens things up at 10. Back and forth we go here. Set number 2. Wabash leads 1-0. Hard serve there for Venepal. And that's trouble. Can't get it across.
Substitution for Rochester, 8, Hughes.
Christina Town back to serve now for Rochester. Hughes comes back in. Smith goes out. That one was out of bounds, but it was tipped at the net, so it's going to be a side out for Wabash.
Substitution 12, Stone. Serving 11, Brooke.
That ties it up at 11. Brookier gang back to serve here for Wabash. Regal gets up, dug out by the Apaches. Barkman has trouble with that one, and it's going to be a point for Wabash. Wabash battled back now and takes a lead, 12-11. Critical point here for the Zebras. Good recovery that time by Hughes. Blocked by Regal. And it's a side out for Rochester. Conley's going to go back for the serve.
Serving 15, Conley.
Rogers checks back in. Chips goes out. Oh, beautiful serve, Conley. Kylie Stone unable to handle that serve. Another nice serve. The pass tight to the net. It's going to be another point for the Zebras. Conley does a really good job back there of changing up her pace on her serves. And she's doing a good job of picking different points on the floor. She's got 3 points in a row, and the Zebras back in front 15-12. We've got a timeout on the floor. We're going to take a quick break. Watching RTC TV4's coverage, Rochester Zebras Volleyball.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Blue Dragon Taekwondo. Whether you want to learn self-defense, physical cross-training, or looking to compete in national tournaments, Blue Dragon Taekwondo is the area's leading martial arts authority. Online at tkdbluedragon.com. RTC Fiber Communications. Stay connected with the fastest internet speeds available with RTC Fiber Communications. Voice, data, and video connectivity for the 21st century. Local service, local support, local investment. Online at rtc1.com.
All right, Conley back to serve for her fourth time here. Doing very well from the service line. Dug out, free ball crossed. Change, good dig by Barkman. Blocked by Wabash. That one's going to go long. A well-deserved point for the Zebras on that play. A couple of really nice plays. Barkman had a huge dig in that sequence. Conley continues with the great serve and a block by Regal. They tried to change it up and they didn't get it high enough, and Regal goes skying up over the net. Blocks that one back down. Just like that, the Zebras up by 5. And more trouble here. They get it across. And that one goes down. A big kill that time for Rogers. The Zebras coming to life here, 18-12. And Wabash wants to talk it over again. We're going to leave it right here. Be back here in a moment. Timeout on the floor for Wabash. You're watching RTC TV4's coverage of Rochester Zebras Volleyball. All right, welcome back here to Rochester. A very entertaining match here between Rochester and Wabash. Rochester leads 18-12 here in set number 2. Molly Conley doing a tremendous job from the serve. And that one's put down for Wabash. Breaks her serve, but she had 6 in a row go down. 6 huge points for Rochester. Puts them up 18-13. Your gang puts that one down. Your gang with the ace. Brings the Apaches back to within 4. This is the point in the first set. Trailing 18-15, Wabash was, where they came in and scored 10 in a row. Well, Rochester did get one, so they scored 10 of the last 11 in the first set to finish the set off 25-19. See what Rochester can do here. They have that in the back of their mind. That one goes out of bounds. So already a much better result than it was in set number 1. 20-14. Olivia Regal back to serve. Drops that one down. That was tipped, and unfortunately, Hughes couldn't get a hold of it.
Substitution for Wabash 13, short.
And when you block that shot right there, the ball just kind of dropped right there on Hughes' head almost. Made it very difficult to locate. Tipped, blocked it, but it's out of bounds. Houston couldn't get it to stay in. So the serve continues for Wabash. Tabitha Wagner back at the serve. Houston, good dig there by Wabash. Short, another good dig. Wabash keeps it alive. And they get that one over. Oh, they're going to say that was a double hit. But a great effort there by Rochester. Wabash fighting back 2017 here in set 2. Blocked. But it goes out of bounds off of Rochester. So just like that, we're back to within 2 here. Rochester still holds the lead 20-18. It says 17, there they go. 20-18 here in set number 2. Rochester trying to tie things up here at 1 set apiece. Trailing after 1 set, 1-0 against Wabash. This is a Wabash team that comes in with a perfect 6-0 mark in the TRC. Rochester at 5-2.
Out of the timeout, still serving Wabash, number 8, Wagner.
Wagner still serving here for the Apaches. Blocked. And a big block there by Mariah Wyatt. Wabash battling back here, trailing by 1. See what this young Rochester team can do here. And that is a good job by Houston. Puts that one down. Breaks the serve of the Apaches. The senior Smith going to be back to serve here for the Zebras. Nice serve by Smith. Left-handed shot, dug out by Smith. Town gets it down. That was a big point for Rochester. Puts them up by 3. It puts them 3 away from taking the set. 22-19. Smith, nice serve again. Town. And she gets it in. And the Wabash coach agrees that it was in. Great call there by the official on the end. Smith serving again here for the Zebras. Oh, into the net. Doesn't matter, the kill was good anyway.
Substitution 23, Graff to serve.
Zebras are leading 23-20. Back to serve for Wabash, number 23, Kaylee Graff. Smith can't handle the serve.
Timeout, Zebra.
And we got a timeout on the floor by Coach Leap. We're going to leave it right here. We're watching RTC TV4's coverage of Rochester Zebras volleyball. All right, welcome back. 23-21, set number 2. Town. That one's directly hit over. Houston's going to set it across. Short. And we couldn't get a ruling on that one. So they're going to replay the point, 23-21. Tight to the net, that's trouble. (23-22), Wabash battling back. Town. Great dig that time by Hazlett. In. And we're tied up at 23. Crunch time here for both squads. 23-23, set number 2. Wabash leads 1-0. Kaylee Graff back to serve for Wabash. And there is a big kill by Rogers. And that's going to give Rochester a set point. The sophomore Rogers goes back, takes the serve here for Rochester. Nice serve. Short, hits it short. Zebras take set number 2, 25-23. Even things up at 1 set apiece. Great resiliency shown that time by Rochester as Wabash had battled back, tied things up at 23. The young Zebras team able to get the last 2, take set number 2. We're even at 1 apiece. We're going to take a break, come back for set number 3 here as the teams switch sides again. You're watching Rochester Zebras Volleyball on RTC TV4. We'll be right back.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Shepherd's Chevrolet Buick in Rochester treats you like family. Shepherd's offers a wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles to fit your budget. Stop out for your test drive today, online at shepherdsrochester.com. Woodlawn Hospital, offering state-of-the-art care for Fulton County for over 100 years. Woodlawn Hospital is the area's healthcare leader. Comprehensive care from head to toe, online at woodlawnhospital.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
All right, welcome back here to Rochester High School. You're watching RTC TV4's coverage of Rochester Zebras volleyball, and it is an amazing match here going on between Wabash and Rochester. The young Zebras battled back in set number 2, take the set 25-23 to even things up at 1 set apiece. We're getting set to start the 3rd set here between the two, and Very impressed with the resiliency of this young Rochester squad. They don't seem to let anything bother them. You know, they kind of had an opportunity to take that first set and let it slip away, but did not give up. Even in the second set, at one point when it looked like things might turn to the Apache side, the Zebras did a great job of persevering and pulling out the 25-23 set to take the 1-1 tie going into the third set. So we're going to have, looks like Christina Town back to serve here for Rochester as we start set number 3. Got a little extended period here, it looks like, between sets. Steve Stricker here with you tonight on the call. It's a busy week here at RTC TV4. We had 3 games on last night for you. We had some volleyball going on at Caston. We had some boys soccer up at Culver. We had volleyball over at Tippy Valley as well. So Town gets us started here in set number 3. Town gets the dig. Far side, Hughes. Blocked, out of bounds, point Wabash.
Side out Wabash. Substitution 12, Stone. Serving number 11, Brooke Irving.
So if you were watching Channel 4 earlier tonight, we also had Culver girls soccer taking on Lakeland Christian going on earlier. Our crew up at Culver doing a very good job taking things and really getting a lot of good stuff coming out of the crew up there. And the shot into the net by Wagner gives the point to the Zebras. Tomorrow's going to be a lighter night on the sports side of things anyway. We got one game going on. It's going to be volleyball up at Culver. Oh, a little miscommunication right there, and Ear Gang kind of gave a glare to one of her teammates right there because I don't think she was supposed to hit that ball. And the Zebras take the 3-1 lead here in the third set. And that's a good shot across by Kylie Stone. Puts that one away for the Apaches.
Serving goal Wabash 25, Samuel Gang.
Samuel Gang is going to go back to set or serve here for Wabash. Blocked that time by Regal. And that one's going to find the floor inside of the line for Wabash. We're all tied at 3 here in set number 3. Your Gang back serving again here for the Apaches. Thunderous serve that time for Ear Gang. Blocked. Regal able to keep it alive. Free ball across. Set across. What a beautiful play that time by Brooke Ear Gang. Caught Rochester off guard with that set going directly across. Apaches take the 1-point lead. Barkman just tries to keep it alive. And that's going to be off of Ear Gang. Out of bounds. Point goes to the Zebras. Big hit that time by Rogers.
Serving for the Zebras, 7, Regal.
Regal back to serve. Hannah Houston checks in. Back row, and that's going to sail out of bounds for Hazlett. Point Zebras. Regal set, serve number 2. And that one goes down for Wagner.
Side out Wabash, substitution 13, Short. Serving 8, Wagner.
Olivia Short checks back in. One of the younger players on the team here for Wabash, only a sophomore. And a little miscommunication there by Rochester leads to a big shot for Wabash. The Apaches take the lead 6-5. Houston gets it down. Ties it back up at 6.
17, Fields. And for Rochester, 11, Smith.
Kendall Fields checks back in. And the senior, Olivia Smith, checks in. She's going to go back to serve here for the Zebras. And can't get it across.
Substitution 23, Graff. Graff back to serve.
Graff comes in. She'll take the serve from Wabash. Apache's leading 7-6. Graff can't get it across. So 2 service errors. 1 by each team. And we're tied up at 7. Caitlin Rogers serve here for Rochester. She gets it across. Free ball across. Town blocked. Dug it out though. Town across again. Far side short. Town digs it. Town again. And the Apaches were into the net, so the point goes to Rochester. Rogers back again to serve. Rogers long on that serve for Rochester.
Serving 6 for Wabash, Hazlett.
Hazlett back to serve now for Wabash, all tied at 8. Chips digs it, hits it across. And that goes out of bounds, not tipped. So it's going to be a point for the Zebras. And Hannah Houston back to serve. Big serve. Back row, Hazlett. And that one goes down for Regal. Houston back serve again. Rochester up 2 now, 10-8. Oh, right at 2 Apaches. A little miscommunication that time between Fields and Graff. Houston gets the ace. Zebras take a 3-point advantage. Town, and that goes down for Town. And we have a timeout. Rochester takes a 12-8 lead. Wabash calls a timeout on the floor. Take a quick break. You're watching RTC TV4's coverage of Rochester Zebras volleyball.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Evans Agency in Rochester, offering farm liability, farm personal property, and farm outbuilding policies, all customized to fit your insurance needs. Let Judy help you protect all of your possessions. Online at evansagencyrochester.com. The lawyers and staff at Peterson, Wagoner & Perkins LLP are here to provide the highest quality legal and professional service to their clients presently and for the future. See a full list of services online at peterson-wagoner.com. Please support the local businesses that help us.
All right, welcome back here, Rochester High School. Rochester's battled to the 12-8 lead here in set number 3 over Wabash. Oh, Conley does a nice job. Smith digs Conley, but unfortunately not able to get it across. So So that side out goes to the Apaches.
8, Wagner. Venable, the serve.
Venepal comes in. She's going to take the serve here for Wabash. Rochester leads 12-9. Set number 3. We're all tied at 1 set apiece. Good serve there for Venepal. And that one from the back row.
Side on Zebras, substitution 8, Hughes. Serving 18-10.
Hughes comes in. Smith takes a seat. And Town back serve for the Zebras. Nice driving. Oh, they did it again. That little set across by your gang caught Rochester. They were waiting for the block attempt on the third shot. They've done that a couple times now. Your gang to serve. Oh, big shot there by Regal. Your gang dug it out though. Oh, it's tipped. Venepal got a hand on it. That one was going to go out of bounds for Hughes.
Substitution 12, Rogers. Serving 15, Conley.
Molly Conley back to serve now for the Zebras. Tight. Oh, it goes across. It looked like a tough serve set to handle for Wabash, but they were able to get it across. Good recovery that time by the Apaches. Ear gang back to serve. Barkman gets it up. Free ball crossed. Wow. That low set and that quick explosive hit by Wyatt. Not much you can do about that if you're Wabash. Your gang. Apaches to within 2. Barkman. Tipped. And that's going to drop. So, a couple of Apaches on the floor there. Not sure what just happened. Regal back to serve for Rochester. Zebras leading 15-12. Nice. Well, Scott says that's called a campfire when that ball lands in the middle of a circle. I haven't heard that term, but everybody just standing and watching right there on that serve. And that one's going to travel long that time for Houston.
Substitution 13, short. Serving 8, Wagner.
Wagner back to serve here for Wabash. And that one was hit into the net, was not blocked, so that's 4 hits for Rochester. Wabash back to within 2. Town with a shot from the back row. Left hand, dug out by Town. Free across. Regal, Houston, out of bounds. One of the Wabash players was looking for a tip on a ball that was their point. Don't think she quite understood that they got the point. Houston gets that one across. And that one's going to be a point for the Zebras. They needed that one. Wabash had battled back to within 2. Smith going to go back to serve here for Rochester. Blocked at the net. Or must have hit the net because it looked like it went out of bounds from this angle. Point goes to the Zebras no matter what. 18-15 here. Smith, nice serve again. Back row, out of bounds. Hazlett couldn't keep that one in. Gives a point to the Zebras. 19-15. And Allen finds the floor for the ace for Smith. Timeout on the floor. Rochester has grown their lead 20-15 here in set number 3. Looking to go up 2-1 over the 20-2 Wabash Apaches. We're going to keep it right here. We'll be back here in a moment on RTC TV4. Well, the 20-2 senior laden Wabash team getting everything they want and some more here from this young Rochester team tonight. And that one goes into the net for Wyatt. Rochester threatening here to go up 2-1, leading 21-15 in set number 3. Senior Smith for Rochester doing a good job back behind the service line. Set across, and Smith couldn't get to it. That's the one play with as hard as Wabash hits the ball. That change-up set where they just set it across on the second shot has been throwing Rochester off all night long. Kaylee Graff back to serve. We saw her do some damage in the first and second set on the service line. See if the Zebras can get her off of the line here. That one goes down for Rochester.
Serving for Rochester, 12, Rogers.
Shot for Town goes down. Zebras 2 away here from taking set number 3. And that one sails long that time.
Substitution from 0, Chips.
Chips is going to come in for Rogers.
6, Hazel.
Town gets blocked. Dug out though. Town blocked. Town gets blocked again. Houston changes it up. Short hits it into the net. We have set point here for the Zebras.
Set point for Rochester, 29.
And Hannah Houston back to serve for the Zebras. She sends it into the net.
Wabash. Double substitution, 8, Wagner, 9, Venipal. Venipal serve for Wabash.
Venipal comes in and is going to serve here for Wabash. Set point for Rochester. Just gets it across. Good recovery from Regal and Town. Town, dug out by Wabash. Change up. Oh, what a good recovery that time from Regal. And that one goes down. Huge kill that time for Wagner. She got way up over the net, brought that one straight down on the Rochester side. Wabash not going away here in set number 3. Remains set point for Rochester. Barkman sets, chips, and in for Chips. Zebras take set number 2, or set number 3 for their second set 25-19. So Rochester has a chance here in set number 4 to take this match over the 20-2 Wabash Apaches. We're going to take a break. Teams are going to switch sides. We're going to come back here for the 4th set from Rochester High School. You're watching RTC TV4's coverage of Rochester Zebras volleyball.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Shepherd's Chevrolet Buick in Rochester treats you like family. Shepherd's offers a wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles to fit your budget. Stop out for your test drive today, online at shepherdsrochester.com. Woodlawn Hospital, offering state-of-the-art care for Fulton County for over 100 years. Woodlawn Hospital is the area's healthcare leader. Comprehensive care from head to toe. Online at woodlawnhospital.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
All right, welcome back here to Rochester High School. It has been a great match here between the Wabash Apaches and your Rochester Zebras here this evening. Glad I could be a part of this one. This has been a good one. Had a great match last night over in Tippy Valley. Went 5 sets. Oak Hill came back and took the win over the Vikings. And here at Rochester, after 3, the Zebras take a 2-set-1 lead. And they have an opportunity to put this one out here in the 4th set if they can get this one. Wabash took set number 1, 25-19. Rochester took set 2, 25-23. And you just saw set number 3 go Rochester's way as well, 25-19. This young Rochester Zebras team is growing up right before our eyes here this season. Really enjoyed watching them. I talked with Coach Leap earlier during the JV matchup. You can watch that if you didn't get a chance. It was on our webpage during the JV matchup. You can go back and watch that when we're finished here on rtc4.com. We had a nice conversation and talked a lot about the young team and how they've progressed through the season and where they are today. Been able to go up. They went to Warsaw last weekend and went 2-2 in the Warsaw Invite, defeating 2 4A schools in the process. So a lot of good things going on here at Rochester with this team. Really glad to have gotten to cover a lot of these games here this season. So let's see what happens here. Set number 4. It's going to be the Apaches starting off. It's going to be Venipal back to serve here for Wabash. Here we go. Set 4 is underway. Venipal with a great serve. Free ball across. And a good dig. Rochester keeps it alive. And that one goes down that time for Sam Eargang. Point goes to the Apaches. Venipal, set number 2. Serve number 2. Set number 4. Regal, that goes down. The kill for Olivia Regal. Christina Town's going to go back and take the serve here for Rochester.
Serving 18, Town.
Hughes checks in, goes on the front line for the Zebras. That one goes long for Town.
Side out, Wabash.
Wabash takes the 2-1 lead. Brooke Eargang back to serve. Kylie Stone checks in. Regal. Tipped. It's going to be out of bounds, and it's going to be a point. Wagner gets the kill. Eargang back to serve again here for Wabash. Apache's leading 3-1. That one is tipped at the line off of Wabash, so the kill goes for Hughes. Point for Rochester. Ollie Conley back to serve here for the Zebras. And Conley can't dig out that spike.
Serving for Wabash, 25, Sam Bergen.
Samir Gang back to serve here for Wabash. Apaches with a 4-2 lead here. And does not go across. Your Gang's going to go out. Number 6, Hazelet's going to come in. Regal back to serve here for Rochester. Nice. Found the opening right in front of Venipal. Puts that one down for the ace, and we're all tied here at 4 apiece. Tries that spot again. Venipal on top of that one. Change of pace, tight to the net. That's trouble for Rochester. Zebras haven't been able to figure out that change of pace shot for Wabash. Wagner back to serve. Houston tipped at the net. Set across. That's trouble. Zebras recover. Left-handed shot dug out by Town. Tight to the net. And that is a good play. Rochester Houston is able to get that down. Well-earned point for the Zebras. Tie it up at 5.
17 fields. Substitution Rochester 11, Smith. Smith back to serve.
All right, Smith comes in for Hughes. Smith's going to serve here for Rochester. Blocked at the net. Recovery, what a great recovery that time for Wabash, but that's going to go out of bounds. Great effort there by Kendall Fields, keeping that ball alive. Mariah Wyatt with the dig, Fields with the hustle, but the point goes to the Zebras. Left-handed shot dug out by Smith. Blocked at the net, Houston. Oh, it's tight, that's trouble, and that's, yep. Wait. All right, I was looking at Houston going into the net. Not sure what happened there, but the point goes to the Zebras. And that one goes down. Pass was off for Wabash, and Rogers able to put that one home. Zebras leading 8-3 here in set number 4. We got a timeout on the floor. We'll be right back. You're watching RTC TV4's coverage of Rochester Zebras volleyball. Hey, we still got a long way to go in this one, folks, but Rochester leads 2-1. And a big shot by Houston puts it 9-5 here in set 4. I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but the Zebras are playing a whale of a set match tonight here. Tight to the net. Town, the good recovery. Blocked. And unfortunately, Rogers didn't realize it was right behind her. Point goes to Wabash. Kaylee Graff checks in. She's going to go back to serve here for the Apaches. Town far side. And that goes down. What a play by Rogers. These young Zebras are playing a whale of a set. Leading 10-6 here in set number 4. Short hits it into the net again. Well, that was Eargang that time. Brooke Eargang hits it into the net. The pressure all on the Apaches right now. Shot way long. Rogers. Chips comes in for Rogers, takes up her spot in the back row. Hazlett back to serve here for Wabash. Zebras leading 11-7. That's trouble. Conley can't get to it. Hazlett gets the ace. Brings the Apaches within 3. Tips off the net. Town far side. Blocked. Over. Houston with a good hustle of play. Conley, that's tight. That's trouble. Town gets a good hit on it. Blocked at the net. Conley couldn't get it. She's frustrated, but that was a whale of a play if she makes it. And unfortunately, she couldn't. Hazlett back to serve. Wabash to within 2 now, 11-9. Chips across the town. Is it in? It is. So the Zebras break the serve of the Apaches. Puts the sophomore Hannah Houston back to serve. Regal puts it home. Zebras up 13-9 here, set number 4. Set across, a little miscommunication there. Rochester keeps it alive. And that one's going to drop. Good play by Olivia Short. Barkman's going to come in for Houston. Venipal's going to check in here for Wabash. The senior's going to go back and take the serve here for the Apaches. 13-10 here in set number 4. Rochester with the lead. Good serve for Venipal. Tight to the net. That's trouble. Zebras can't get it across. Venipal on the serve. Regal. And that's a free ball across. Set low. Free across again. Tipped at the net. Oh, it looked like a double hit, but they call the first one a block apparently. And Town put something on that one and then blocked across. Kept alive. Conley's going to go to Regal. Kept alive. Conley's just going to set it across. And then Wabash sets it across. There it is again. That set across by Eargang. That is at least the 6th time they've done that here tonight. And I think all 6 have gone for Wabash points. Chips handles that one. Regal from the back line. Tipped. Good job by Regal. That goes down. Good hustle play that time by the Zebras. Regal gets that one to go down. Got a sub, number 8, Emily Hughes, going to check in for Smith. Christina Town back to serve here for Rochester. And that was long. Wagner can't get it in. Point goes to Rochester. Town serving with a 15-12 lead. Ooh, just long for Christina. Gives the ball serve back over to the Apaches. Number 11, Brooke Eargang, back to serve. Kylie Stone into the game here for Wabash. Regal gets that one down. Regal's having a whale of a game. Rogers is going to check in for Chips. Conley back to serve. That's trouble. That was just a high arcing serve right there, and the Apaches unable to handle it. And Conley gets the ace. There he is again. 7th time they've done that, unofficially. That's been the most effective play of the Apaches all night long. That set across in that open spot in the middle of the Rochester defense. That one trails out of bounds. Back and forth we go here in set number 4. Eargang, that's trouble for Town. It's going to be a free ball across. And they did it again. Wagner that time. And Coach Leap wants a timeout. I think she's seen enough of that. Rochester still leading 17-16 in set number 4, but the Apaches are roaring back. Have 3 in a row. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back here in a moment. You're watching RTC TV4's coverage of Rochester Zebras volleyball. All right, welcome back here. Rochester High School. Zebras leading 17-16, but they're having a hard time. Eargang has brought them all the way back and tied it up at 17 here for the Apaches. 4 in a row now for the senior Sam Eargang. Blocked. And a big block that time for Wyatt. The Apaches have roared back and taken the lead now, 18-17. Barkman gets the dig. And that one is in for Wagner. We'll see what the young Rochester team can do. They had a 4-point advantage here when Eargang started her serve. And now they trail by 2. Eargang still on the service line for the Apaches. Set across into the net, and Conley can't get it out without getting into it. And there's an ace. And another timeout. Wabash leads 21-17 after trailing 17-13. in a row for the senior ear gang has put the Apaches in control here in set number 4. Take a quick break here as we have a timeout on the floor. Be back in a moment on RTC TV4. All right, welcome back here. Wabash trying to force a 5th and final deciding set, leading 21-17 on the serve of Sam Eargang. And finally, the Zebras are able to break her serve. Still, Rochester in good shape, only trailing by 3, 21-18 with the sophomore, or junior, my bad, Olivia Regal back to serve. Oh, a good job there for Rogers. On the block attempt, the Wabash player actually caught the ball. Good job by Town. And that one was blocked. Rogers tried to go over her head and didn't get it high enough. Wabash was home right there and just tips it right back down. Out of bounds. Zebras get the ball back. Trailing by 2, the senior Smith is going to check in and take the serve for Rochester.
Smith to serve.
Rochester still in it, not over yet. Trailing by 2, 20-22. Smith, nice serve, and that goes under the net. So Smith has the Zebras back to within 1, and now the Wabash coach wants a timeout. We'll take a break, be back here in a moment. You're watching RTC TV4's coverage of Rochester Zebras volleyball.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Evans Agency in Rochester, offering farm liability, farm personal property, and farm outbuilding policies, all customized to fit your insurance needs. Let Judy help you protect all of your possessions. Online at evansagencyrochester.com. The lawyers and staff at Peterson, Wagoner & Perkins LLP are here to provide the highest quality legal and professional service to their clients presently.
All right, back early. Smith at the serve here for Rochester. Blocked! Houston and Rogers with the block. We are tied up 22-22. Smith, trouble. Wabash gets it across. Houston. Town, and Town gets it to go down. Zebras have battled back. Lead 23-22. What a match here between these two teams. Smith sends that one into the net. It's going to come down to this, folks. We're all tied at 23 here in set number 4. Back to serve for Wabash is the senior, Kaylee Graff. Town gets blocked. Houston digs it out. A little miscommunication there, but the Z's get it across. Change up, and that's going to drop. Sophomore Olivia Short gets that one to go down.
Serving the second for Wabash, 23.
All right. Set point here for Wabash. Set across. Rogers. Set across by Wabash. Far side, Town, dug out. trouble, and that's going to be it. So the Apaches take set number 4. The only fitting way to finish this match here, it's been a brilliant match between both squads. 25-23 ending in set number 4. We're all tied at 2, so we're going to go to a 5th and final set here. So for the second night in a row here on RTC TV4's volleyball coverage, we've got a 5th set coming up. Had 5th set action last night over at Tippy Valley. Oak Hill pulled that one out over the Vikings. And here at Rochester, we're going to a 5th set. Wabash started things off. Won set number 1, 25-19. Rochester pulled out set 2 and 3, 25-23, 25-19. And then Wabash gets set 4 in thrilling fashion after Rochester tied it up at 23. Wabash gets the last 2, takes set number 4, 25-23. So we'll take a break and we'll come back here for the 5th in just a moment. You're watching RTC TV4's coverage of Rochester Zebras volleyball.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. RTC Fiber Communications. Stay connected with the fastest internet speeds available with RTC Fiber Communications. Voice, data, and video connectivity for the 21st century. Local service, local support, local investment. Online at rtc1.com. First Federal Savings Bank is your local mortgage lender with 6 locations throughout north central Indiana. Trust the professionals at First Federal Savings Bank. Online at firstfederalbanking.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
All right, welcome back here to Rochester High School, getting set for set number 5. We're going to find out who's going to win this one here shortly. It's a race to 15 here in the 5th set. See who wins. Coach Leap cannot be disappointed no matter what the result of this match is for them to take this 20-2 Wabash team to 5 sets and actually had an opportunity to put it away in 4. This young Rochester team here against a senior-laden squad, and there is that set across, and the senior Sam Eargang drops it in for Wabash. But this senior-laden team here for Wabash going up against the very young Rochester squad. Regal gets that one down, evens it up at 1. Molly Conley back to serve for Rochester. Oh, miscommunication on the set. Miscommunication for Rochester on the set. Barkman. Out of bounds. Rochester takes the 2-1 lead. Sophomore Conley, and she sends it out of bounds, ties things up at 2. Gives the service over to Eargang. We saw her do a lot of damage in that 4th set from the service line. Rogers can't control that one, and that was another one of those sets directly across by Wabash. Apaches take the 3-2 lead. Regal, not tipped, out of bounds. Zebras need to break the serve here of your gang. Such a hard serve. Blocked, and they do it. And that was a great play by Rogers.
Substitution 25, Houston.
Houston's going to come in for Barkman, go across the front. Regal back at the serve. Houston, oh, it's tipped. That one was sailing out of bounds, but it was tipped by Venipal. I think that would have been long. Venipal tips it, and we are tied at 4 with Regal serving for Rochester. And that one's tipped out of bounds off of Rochester. Point goes to Wabash. All right, so the tip was not all right, we still have a discussion going on here. All right, we're going to replay that one. So still tied up at 4. Regal on the serve. And that one was out of bounds. Regal changes the speed. And Venipal keeps it alive. Blocked. What a block by Rogers. Blocked, and that one goes out of bounds. Wabash is going to get the side out.
Substitution Wabash 13 short. Serving number 8, Wagner.
All right, Wagner back to serve. Tied at 5 here in the 5th. Gets the ace. Found the opening in that defense. Puts Wabash up 6-5. Can't get that one across. So Zebras are going to get the serve back, all tied at 6.
And Rochester 11, Smith. Smith to serve for the Zebras.
Senior Smith back to serve here for the Zebras. Into the net. Six. Must have. What did they call there? Both teams into the net? And a big kill by the junior Christina Town. Puts the Zebras up 7-6. Smith and ace. Senior just gets it across and dives right in front of the Apaches. Wabash calls a timeout with the Zebras leading 8-6 here in set number 5. We're going to keep it here. Be back in a moment on RTC TV 4. All right, Smith continues at the serve here for the Zebras. Set across, there it is again. That has been deadly for Rochester all night long. Wabash has gotten at least 8 points off of that. So Wabash back to within 1. They have the serve. That's trouble. Wabash ties it up. Kaylee Graff serves here for the Apaches. Had two Zebras look at that one, hit the floor. And not a time for the Zebras to get confused. And Smith's going to go out. And number 24, Katie Arnett, a junior, going to check in here for Rochester. Town gets blocked. Wabash takes a 2-point lead. 5 away. Coach Leap wants a timeout, talk things over here with her young squad as they trail 8-10 here in the 5th. Take a break, come back in just a moment on RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Blue Dragon Taekwondo. Whether you want to learn self-defense, physical cross-training, or looking to compete in national tournaments, Blue Dragon Taekwondo is the area's leading martial arts authority. Online at tkdbluedragon.com. RTC Fiber Communications. Stay connected with the fastest internet speeds available with RTC Fiber Communications. Voice, data, and video connectivity for the 21st century. Local service, local support, local investment. Online at rtc1.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
All right, welcome back here to Rochester High School. We're coming down to crunch time here in set number 5. Wabash has stormed back, taking a 10-8 lead off of the serve of senior Kaylee Graff. We'll see what this young Rochester squad can do here. The pressure clearly on their shoulders. Town able to get it across. Good recovery there for the Zebras. And a good dig. Rochester keeps it alive. Town blocked. Point goes to the Apaches. Wabash is 20-2 on the season, undefeated in conference play at 6-0. And this Zebra team has given them everything that they want and more here tonight. But it looks like Wabash is in control here, leading by 4. Only need 3 points to go here to finish this one off. Blocked and kept alive, but it goes out of bounds, and it's going to be a point here for Rochester. So Zebras still have some life left in them. It's going to be the sophomore Caitlin Rogers back to serve here for Rochester. Takes a little off of that. Played by Wabash. Conley goes over to Town. Dug out by Wabash. Conley goes across directly. Tipped, and that's trouble. That change of pace got him again.
Substitution 0, Chips.
Chips is going to come in for Rogers.
Timeout, Zebra.
All right, we have a timeout. When we come back, it's going to be Hazlett, another one of their seniors, serving, with the Wabash Apaches leading 13-9 here in set number 5. Apaches in control. They got to get 2 more. The Zebras have fought hard. They had an opportunity in set number 4, but everything tied up at 23 apiece. Wabash pulled out the last 2 to get that win. And here in set number 5, it's been all Wabash, leading 13-9. Hazlett, good recovery, blocked down, and that's the senior, Sam Ingrand. Ear Gang, sorry. I think I'd have that down by now. Ear Gang with the set. And we have match point here for Wabash. Gonna go far side to Town. Town, dug out. Good recovery. Blocked. Good job by Houston. Town out of bounds, and that's gonna do it. Unfortunately, the Apaches come back and win 15-9 here in set number 5. The Zebras have nothing to hang their head about here tonight. They fought a tough opponent to 5 sets, losing 15-9 in set number 5. This is a team that they could very possibly see again here in the sectional. This is a team, Wabash, that is a member of the sectional that's going to be played down at North Miami. So that should be a very interesting sectional. We'll see what the draw is. They're going to get that next week. Find out who draws who. But unfortunately for the Lady Z's, they come up a little short here tonight. Wabash won set 1, 25-19. Rochester came back, tied it up at 1 set apiece, winning set number 2, 25-23. Rochester took the 2-1 lead in set number 3, winning that one 25-19. And Wabash tied it at 2 sets apiece in set number 4, winning that one 25-23. And then they take it in 5, winning 15-9 in the 5th set. So I'm going to go home and get some throat lozenges after 2 nights in a row of 5 sets of volleyball. I'm going to have a night off tomorrow. We will be back on Channel 4 tomorrow with some live volleyball action, but that's going to be our Culver crew covering the match up at Culver. And you can go to our website, rtc4.com, and as soon as I finish up here, you can go back and watch this again. This is a classic right now. I mean, you're going to look at it. Unfortunately for Rochester, did not get the win, but a very, very hard-fought match here against a 21-2 Wabash team. So for Coach Leap and the Rochester team, they're going to fall to 14-3, 5-3 in the TRC. They will be back on Thursday night. You'll see that one live here on RTC TV4. In senior night, for the one senior that they have, Olivia Smith, will be honored on Thursday. So we'll see you then, hear from Rochester for some more volleyball action. And for Scott Sager back at the office running tech for us tonight, Steve Stricker here for RTC TV4 saying good night here from Rochester, where the Zebras fall in 5 to Wabash in a very hard-fought battle. Thanks for watching RTC TV4, and we'll see you later.